Hello YouTube, it's the Divas in the Details, and I was headed out to go visit my mom today. I've been trying to visit her every other weekend so that because I'm out every day working and she's retired at home with my 90-year-old grandmother, that I don't visit them every single week. So should I get symptomatic or carry any illness, I don't spread it to them. So I've been visiting them every other week to make sure that I'm healthy. And I take my temperature before I go over there, wash my hands, all that jazz. So anyway, I wanted to pop on because I wanted to talk about a topic that was kind of, I guess, alarming to some people when they realized I was in the midst of a debt payoff journey in the middle of a recession. So of course we know there's an economic downturn due to, I'm going to call it the illness rather than calling it by its full name so that YouTube doesn't like flag me for something. But the question came up is whether or not it is good to pay down debt or save and go into storm mode to store up a nest eggs so that you are prepared for bad times. So my rationale was, since I am in healthcare and my job was pretty much secure, that I needed to maximize this opportunity that I am working and I'm consistently receiving income to pay down debts so that I don't have any I guess my staple bill amounts that happen every month no matter what go down. So I wanted no credit card debt, so no revolving debt, paying off my truck note, my Yukon, so that goes down, so that all I'm really dealing with is my mortgage and utilities, so that when the next recession happens, if I am in a position where I'm not as secure, then my monthly load is much lower. A couple of things about this though. If you're in the midst of a recession and you think it may be a situation where your job may be in jeopardy, I would say save. It also, if you're in the midst of a recession and you already don't have some level of emergency savings, I would say save. Because I was in the particular situation that I had an emergency savings, which was about a month's worth of my net salary. Now, I know people say that you should have 3 to 6 months of net expenses, and I kind of figured that to be fully funded in your emergency savings, I kind of figured that my starting point before I would start saving would be a month's worth of my net salary versus $1,000 or a month of expenses. The reason being is because if I have a month's worth of my net salary, I'm basically getting through 2 pay periods of where I can be very, very lean and have a lot of money left over after I pay all my bills, or I can live like I've been living uninterrupted for at least a month, where I have all of my needs and most of my wants covered. I chose to go this route because I also have a spouse, and my spouse has an income and his job was not in jeopardy. So I was like, hey, once we save a month's worth of one of our net salaries, I'm going to start paying off everything like crazy. Couple of things that I also had to deal with paying off everything like crazy. We actually ended up owing, because of the tax bracket that we're in, taxes from when we filed. So the goal was to pay off that 5-figure tax bill. I'm actually I paid off my truck, paying down my husband's truck, and what else did I have? Credit card debt. So wanted all that to go away so that when we go into 2021, we're going into 2021 with less debt. I wanted our debt to income ratio to go down significantly, which it will, so that when we have the next economic downturn, we're more resilient than we were this time around, even though we were able to keep working. So I am not a financial expert. I'm doing what worked best for our family, what we discussed as a couple. And my rationale was, while I'm able to still work, I want to do something differently this year than we've done in the past so that we can prepare for the next time something like this happens, where the economy takes a huge downturn and things are bad. I want to be more resilient. But you have to do what's best for you. So you will decide based upon what is my income looking like? Is it stable? I would pay down debt. Is it in jeopardy? I would save to sustain myself through this time. The next thing is, am I already starting with some savings? If you're already starting with some savings, then you can focus on debt and not be as wary about this process that you're going through, where you're going to have to go all in and save. If you do not have savings, I would get a baseline of savings, whatever is comfortable for you. Some people say $1,000 who follow the Dave Ramsey principles. I would feel better, and I have felt better with more than $1,000, so a month's worth of net salary, and then start saving. This is not a fully funded savings by any means. You still want to get to that 3 to 6 months expenses, or in my case, I want to get to 3 to 6 months of net salary. This is just the beginning so that I feel comfortable tackling debt. I am not a financial expert, so what I'm telling you about is just a best practice that worked for me. I'm sharing it with you to see if it might be helpful to you so that we all win. If that's something that you're doing, I would like to hear from you what you have decided to do during this economic downturn, whether you have chosen to save or whether you have chosen to go hard and pay down debt. I hope that we share things in our little community, best practices, so that we all grow, we all thrive, we all get better. So I just wanted to pop in because I hadn't had any content in about 7 days. So I wanted to pop in and just say, hey, financially, this is what I'm doing. And plus it came up by family members like, I want to make sure that you're okay because you're paying down debt and you probably should be saving. So I was like, oh, duly noted, but I think this will work for me, and here's why. So I just wanted to share that with you guys as well. Please, if you found this video to be a tad bit interesting or even helpful, please hit that comment. Please hit me up with the comments to let me know. The encouragement goes a long way. Press the like button, and please subscribe to help my little growing channel. Thanks for watching, and just remember that the diva is in the details. Bye-bye.